Hey everybody, it's Allfree25. I noticed that a lot of YouTubers have been doing this whole thing like my first time. So I came up with a few that I'll tell you about my first time or my first like whatever. So my first friend is actually, she's not my best friend, her name's Amanda. We met really in an odd fashion. At our local pool, both our moms started talking to each other. And we found out they were going to end up going to the same grammar school as each other. So, yeah, and from then on, I guess we kind of just became friends. So, yeah. I'm sorry, I made like a list of these, so I have to go through these. Okay, my first crush, like you always have like that first crush, and it's always in grammar school, was this kid named Mike who had a crush on like K through 8. And he never liked me back, and it was really pointless, and yeah. That was just basically my first crush. My first concert was also in grammar school, actually. I saw the Backstreet Boys, who I always thought were better than NSYNC. Okay? Except now the only thing that I have ever remembered about that concert is it being black, flashing lights, and screaming girls. That's all I remember. My first phone. You guys are going to laugh at how old I was when I got my first phone. And now what my phone looks like. I got my first phone October of ninth grade. It was one of these Verizon flip phones, like this. It's a fucking brick, and I couldn't text either. And that really pissed me off, the fact that I couldn't text. In addition, in high school, I had my first job. My first job, I was, I think, about 15 and a half. I worked as a page at one of my local libraries. A page basically meant that I shelved books. It sounds boring and monotonous, but I love to read. I've always loved to read. Basically, I've had my mom tell me, she's like, if you weren't going to be an archaeologist, I could see you as a librarian. So, so that was fun. And actually later on, like a few months later, after that library closed down for renovations, I worked at another local library for a good year. I used to get reprimanded for reading the books. My first time I ever went out of the United States was, I went on a cruise before 8th grade. It was to Florida and the Bahamas. So the Bahamas, which is quite pretty, was the first time I was out of the States. Now I've been to, I think, a total of about 6 different countries. I love to travel. Okay, my first kiss. I always wanted my first kiss to be with someone that I actually cared about. I was 19 and a half, and it was with this guy named Paul, who I still know, but I don't talk to. In addition, my first boyfriend happened to be this guy, Paul. And it was really awkward one time because there was like this perfect moment. We had never kissed before, but there was this perfect moment when he had walked me back to my dorm room from his dorm room, which was on like the opposite end of the campus. It's like perfect moment for the first kiss. I just kind of looked at him, he looked at me, and yeah, we didn't kiss. So, yeah. There's that. The first time I ever drank, I was 20 years old. I didn't drink the first couple years of college because I was so sick. But then it got to the point where I was like, fuck this shit. It's college, I'm gonna drink. So, in September of my junior year, I went to my first ever frat party. Oh, frat parties. They're interesting. So, you have the whole thing like pre-gaming, you drink a bit before you go to a party, which is kind of stupid now that I think about it. So, I was with some friends. He has a bottle of UV Blue Raspberry Vodka. I take a drink of it, and I'm like, because I asked him for some, and I was like, ew, this is gross. About a minute later, can I have some more? And to this very day, that is my favorite vodka. I love Blue Raspberry Vodka. Well, for that matter, I just love vodka. Like, you ask any of my friends, It's like, what do you want? Vodka. Red Bull and vodka. Cosmo, like anything with vodka, I just love. Yeah, I recently had too many shots of it. I think it was about like 10 or 11 shots. Wow. Speaking of that many shots, the first time I was drunk, I was almost 21 actually. Of all days, which was a good day to be like your first time ever being drunk, was St. Patrick's Day weekend when I was a junior in college. I was drunk and I'd had a different phone at that time, but for some odd reason I chucked my phone and broke it like completely in half. Yep, so those are a lot of very interesting first times for me, or like first like moments. I mean, like I have a lot of them, but I don't know. Those are just a bunch of my first time sort of things. So I kind of want to make another one of these. So if you guys have any other ideas for my first time and stuff, please comments. You can comment down below and ask about them. None too like overly personal, please. Because I still like my personal space. I love you guys, but I still like my personal space. And as always, suggestions for videos that you want me to talk about. And as usual, from me to you, lots of love from All Freak 25, and please have a very good day. All right.